What's going on, knuckleheads? Welcome to our Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz UFC 259 post-fight live discussion. Welcome to the show. This is Get It Right Saturday night. You guys know we do this immediately after every big fight, whether it's boxing or UFC, so you know where to tune in. Listen, a couple things I got to say off the top of my head right here. As I, slowly allow the good people, the good UFC fans and the good people of Knucklehead Nation to trickle in. Right off the top of the dome, first thing I'm thinking, size matters. There are weight classes for a reason. First thing that popped into my head was size matters. There are weight classes for a reason. Now, I picked Adesanya to win this fight. But I kept telling you guys, this one is, I don't know, I don't love this fight for Adesanya. I said it over and over again. I knew this could happen. In fact, I thought maybe Blachowicz could knock him out. I didn't expect this result, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, the guy, Jan Blachowicz, is legit. So I guess three things are popping in my head right now, and I want to know what you guys think about it. By the way, shout out to Alex Mark in the chat. Shout out to my brother, George Estrada por vida, brother. I'm good. What it do with you, brother? You know, it's Modelo time, fool. So, three things that pop into my head. There are weight classes for a reason. Put some goddamn respect on Jan Blachowicz's name. It's time. It's time this man gets some respect put on his name. I mean, this guy's a different... This guy's a whole nother savage, like Kamaru Usman says. And then the third thing that popped into my head, I thought this was a little bit of creative fun. Bet on Bois. You know how they said bet on black? Well, Blachowicz's name is kind of, I guess if you were to pronounce it like an American, it would say Blach, or in Polish, Blachowicz. So bet on Bois. Because this guy, let me tell you, he deserves all the respect in the world. I thought the scorecards, I will say I thought the scorecards were a little wide. But I'm guessing, like the broadcasters were saying, maybe they gave Blachowicz the, 2-point rounds, maybe 10-8 rounds, and round 5 and 4. But, the way I had it, I thought it was a very close first round. I wasn't seeing it the way the broadcasters were seeing it. I could tell that they were, sucked into some sort of, Izzy fanboy group think. I thought all the rounds were very close until the 4th and the 5th. I thought the first round was close. Maybe give it to Izzy. Second round, I thought Blachowicz did a fantastic job, outstriking the striker. And then the third round, again, another close round. Obviously, the 4th and 5th round, Blachowicz just took over. Couple more things though, I wasn't aware of Blachowicz's striking abilities and his striking career that he had prior to becoming an MMA fighter. I think, when I found that out at the last minute, I really became worried about this fight, and it played out the way I thought it would, kind of, because Blachowicz was checking everything. I mean, he was very responsible in the striking department. Just made it difficult on Adesanya, Apparently this guy had a kickboxing background, a pretty good one, and was an amateur Muay Thai champion, and as a kickboxing promoter, I thought to myself, yeah, Israel Adesanya is a fantastic kickboxer, but man, those Muay Thai guys, their shins are incredibly conditioned as well. He's going to be able to check Israel Adesanya's kicks, and I thought to myself, he's also the thicker, more, heavily dense guy. I mean, he's a dense guy. You look at that guy, he's built like a fucking tree trunk, this guy Blachowicz. So, that was something I was thinking about leading right up to the fight. I hadn't known about his striking career when I made the original prediction. I started finding out a bit more about it, I think yesterday, and I was like, man, this is going to be even closer than I thought. But I was still going with Adesanya ever so slightly. I got it wrong. I do want to say, We have to give Israel Adesanya all the credit in the world, man. Listen, you know what this channel is about. You know what this channel is about. This channel is about building a kickboxing promotion with integrity, first and foremost, and of course also giving you guys content on the daily. So I ask that you guys subscribe and join the channel to help me build. Hit the subscribe button, $5 a month, 16 cents a day. You help me build the channel. You help me build a kickboxing promotion with integrity, the only pro kickboxing promotion in the state of Florida. In the state of California. That being said, I give Israel Adesanya all the credit in the world. He did not have to take this fight. He did not have to take this fight at all. He could have stayed at middleweight and potentially, perpetuated a perfect record for a very long time. For a very long time. He chose to challenge himself. He chose to give himself a test in the light heavyweight division. See if maybe that beef with John Jones at some point could be squashed. He dared to be great. He came up short, but a loss is expected in MMA, should be expected in all combat sports. You hear that, boxing? You hear that? And it shouldn't spell the end for a fighter's career. I know that's definitely not going to happen to Israel Adesanya, especially in the sport of MMA. But it's sad when we see that in boxing. That's why I'm talking about integrity here. For me, if a fighter ever competes for us, win, lose, or draw, as long as they come to fight and put forth effort and are professional, man, I got all the respect in the world for them, and our fans will have all the respect in the world for them. So much love to Israel Adesanya. Big shout out to my Nigerian brothers. Big shout out to New Zealand. Big shout out to City Kickboxing. Stay up, Izzy. I look forward to seeing you dominate. Continue to dominate in the middleweight division. And you know what? I think this is the right outcome, because Jan Blachowicz had just won that title. He's such a humble guy. He worked for so long to finally get to this position. Now he's got a kid. It was a close fight. No, it's not something Israel Adesanya should hang his head about. He was just outsized and outmuscled on the ground is what happened. He just got taken down. He had no answer for it against the naturally bigger guy and the better wrestler. Let's be honest. He's better on the ground. Before I move on to the chat, I want to talk about the irresponsibility of Joe Rogan subsequent to the Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling fight and the controversy there. Look, I thought Peter Yan was dominating that fight. I thought he was on his way to a victory. So when he landed that knee, right, I said to myself, there must have been a miscommunication or something must have happened. A lot of people went right off the hinges and basically crucified this guy and gave him the electric chair in the forum of public opinion, which I thought was completely irresponsible. And, you would think in 2021, human beings would act more like human beings and less like chimpanzees in drawing these conclusions, but they just seem to continue to do it. So my problem with that is, besides the fact that it was a stupid move on Peter Yan's fault, I thought there was a miscommunication. Maybe he thought the guy was standing up. Then we heard his corner was telling him to throw it. Perhaps the angle that his corner was at didn't see the other knee was down because one leg was up, one knee was down. I thought you could also tell from Jan's gestures after the fight, Peter Yan's gestures after the fight, that he didn't intend to do this, right? Of course, the guy can't defend himself because he doesn't speak English. And Joe Rogan, the guy 99% of you guys worship, and I like Joe Rogan, don't get me wrong, I love the podcast and everything. But this guy's not right all the time. Especially when he hasn't eaten a piece of broccoli in a year on his carnivore diet, tripping on DMT every week, okay? You know, drinking gazelle blood or whatever he does. Listen, eat some broccoli, eat some spinach, clear your mind, and stop crucifying somebody before you hear their side of the story, especially when they can't even communicate in English. I mean, why would Peter Yan, and look, a lot of you might disagree with me, that's fine, but why would Peter Yan, who's winning that fight in dominant fashion, if you ask me, throw an intentional knee to try to, basically murder his opponent and also throw his championship title in the trash? The other part about it that I don't like, which is, ridiculous as well, is the fact that instead of docking him a point and going to the judges' scorecards or something, they disqualify him and give the other guy a title on what I believe to be an unintentional strike. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't illegal. The strike was definitely illegal. The guy's knee was on the floor. But that doesn't mean it was intentional, right? And that's why there are different degrees of punishment when there's intent and no intent, right? And I'm saying that as an attorney. Look, if you, drive like a maniac and run somebody over by accident, yeah, it's your fault, you ran them over, but it's different from intending to run the person over. You see what I'm saying? Totally different crime, totally different sentence. And it shouldn't be that this guy gets his title stripped from him because he made a stupid mistake. And then a lot of people were saying Aljamain Sterling was acting. Look, I don't want to go there. I don't know if the guy was acting or not. But I thought the entire situation stunk, and I thought that Joe Rogan, as a commentator, as someone with the influence that he has, should have been a lot more responsible, should have ignored the machine elves from his DMT trips that were telling him in his big ass head, bro, he's looked like the juggernaut today, that, that was clearly intentional. He was stating on the air that was clearly intentional. Dude, that's defamation, man. That's somebody's reputation on the line. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, on to the next. Megan Anderson versus Amanda Nunes. Listen, they need to give Amanda Nunes the winner of Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. They need to give her Jan Blachowicz next. Amanda Nunes is an absolute monster, okay? An absolute monster. Certified. If they would have put me in there, in the place of Megan Anderson, who has probably the best physique I've ever seen on a human being, by the way. If they would have put me in there in the place of Megan Anderson, you would have gotten the same exact fight. I mean, they might as well have just thrown me in there and paid me the money, and I could have used the money to fund FightersRep promotions and bring you guys some exciting kickboxing, which is the sport you guys really want to watch. I guarantee you when we come back, and you can go back and watch our fights for free on this channel, but when we come back, you guys are going to absolutely love the next event. The last event was fire. The next one's going to be even better. You're not going to get a fight like that Islam Makhachev fight where they were just hugging each other the whole time. Big shout out to Islam Makhachev. He did his thing today, but I thought that shit was boring. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to go now to the chat over here or down here for you guys. Before I do that, the like button helps the YouTube algorithm get us out there. Share this thing. Tell your friends about the channel. Bring more people into our community, a community where we have the most educated fight fans in the world on the most educated fight channel in the world, and the only channel where you are powering your very own kickboxing promotion. Be a part of the journey, man. Help me help these fighters. make their dreams come true. They've been on the shelf for over a year with this bullshit pandemic. They're kicking my door in to fight. We got Glory veterans. We've got UFC veterans. We've got BKFC and Bellator veterans. It's on once this shit lifts. So support the channel. It's yours. I promise you we'll keep the integrity in place. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already or joined the channel, hit the join button. It's just $5 a month. And subscribe. Show some love. Well, what a fight, says Alex Mark. You right about that, brother. George Estrada says, what it do, my boy? What it do, brother? Bitcoin Calculus is in here laughing. He says, no Polish power. It was Polish wrestling. Well, whatever it was impressive. Hassan Jamiu says, I feel very bad for Adesanya, but at least he's not knocked out despite the weight class different. Well done, bro. I agree. I mean, I thought he did a good job. But yes, there are weight classes for a reason, knuckleheads. Gus Fring in here says, yeah, Izzy versus Jones would have been bad. Izzy needs to work on his ground game. Listen, I don't think he's ever going to be big enough to fight at light heavy after what Jan did to him there. Joel Homer says, Jan Blachowicz, hug him through the whole game. I want a KO. Well, you need to tune into Fighters Rep if you want some striking. Damien 90, you're at the right place, Homer. Damien 91E says, couldn't watch it. What a shame. I wonder why. Last Man Standing says, love your videos. Greetings from Spain. Shout out to Spain. I was there a couple years ago for my anniversary. Man, Barcelona, beautiful place. I think Adesanya's wrestling is not very good, but he did well. What's next for Adesanya? Blachowicz. Should Blachowicz fight Glover Teixeira next? Yes, he should fight Teixeira. And Adesanya needs to just go back to middleweight and continue to rule that division. I mean, he seems to, pretty easily make that weight. I don't know. I guess he's got to fight Robert Whittaker again next. Let's see what other, contenders come down the pipe. We also saw, for Blachowicz, I think he's fighting Teixeira next. But we also saw Rakic today fight Marreta Santos. I'll be honest with you guys, man. I didn't like that fight at all. That fight was boring. That fight was trash. Rakic won. All credit to him. I think he's got a lot of talent. But that was not a coming out party at all. That was not the way you wanna come out on an undercard where the light heavyweight championship is on the line, which is your exact same division. Marcos Martinez says, I didn't know Jan could wrestle. Well, that fucker, well, now you know. Now you know, brother. Damien, I knew he could wrestle. I knew he was much stronger than Adesanya on the ground. Damien 91E, he's a black belt BJJ. Yep. Joel Homer says, Jan hug Izzy too much because he know he can't beat Izzy in the hand combat. I thought he was doing pretty good on the feet, to be honest with you guys. Damien 91, he says, Joel, you bad. Yeah, he sounds bad. Marco Martinez says, Jan looked really good. I still think Izzy's the better fighter. He just lost to a guy who's able to execute his game plan. Oh, I don't even think that. I think he lost to the bigger man. He lost to the bigger man. That's why they're weight classes, you guys. Mad scientist. He mad. He really is, man. Joel, it's MMA, not boxing. Gus Freak says, Joel Homer, go to your local BJJ gym and try hugging. I know, man. I don't ever want to. Man, I hate BJJ, man. That shit hurts. Marco Martinez says, you don't want to watch fighters grapple, turn on Fighters Rep, all standing action-packed fights. Shout out, Marco Martinez. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, check out our free fights on this channel once this is done, man. I can't wait till we come back, Marco. It's gonna be a wrap, bro. Ace SH says, Rogan really is a chimp. That fucker is a chimp and a half for that shit he was talking, man. Out there defaming a guy that can't defend himself. I like Joe Rogan, but fuck off, Joe Rogan, for that one. George Estrada said, the best show on YouTube. Keep up the good work, my boy. Thank you, George Estrada. Thank you for your generosity as usual with the super chat, my brother. Hey, join the channel, man. Join the channel, George. You always spending money in here anyway, brother. Alex Mark says, Amanda Nunez, cage walk lasted longer than the actual fight. That was embarrassing, bro. That was embarrassing. All that body Megan Anderson's got. All that body. What is it for? What is it for? She didn't do anything. ASH says, laughing my ass off. Let me see here. That giraffe you might know says he was clearly concussed and unable to continue. I think it should be ruled no contest and they should fight again. As it wasn't Peter's fault, it was his corners. I agree with that, man. Slide tendencies, my brother, says Joe Rogan was just wrong. Terrible call. Appreciate it. Did Jan win? Mark Gallagher. Yes, he won by decision. Mad Scientist says he wasn't concussed. LOL. No doubt referring to Aljamain Sterling there. Damien91E says, yeah, Blachowicz won by decision. Marco Martinez says, maybe. I don't understand what intentional means. Did he intend to commit a foul? Probably not, but he made a decision to knee a guy who was obviously down. Right. But I don't know if he knew the guy was down. I don't understand complaining about hugging each other, says Damien91. Isn't MMA based on grappling? Come on, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Slide Tendency says Megan's booty couldn't even save her this time. After the first punch, Megan looked like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour. Which one of y'all hit me? Oh my God. Packer Fan 12 says Jan doesn't even deserve a rematch. After that blatant illegal knee, UFC should make him fight TJ Dillashaw and let Corey Sandhagen get his rematch. I mean, I disagree with that. Come on, man. He doesn't deserve a rematch. He was beating the shit out of Aljamain Sterling in there, dude. Marco Martinez says Makhachev's Dover was boring. You out of your mind? Dover's been red hot. Makhachev smothered him and dominated. Khabib made a career out of this. Bro, I guess I'm out of my mind. That shit was painful for me to watch. Be honest with you guys. I missed a whole section here. And Slide Tendencies with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you, Slide Tendencies. Much appreciated, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Raw Dog also says total BS on the title being changed. So if he died, they should just take a point off. Bro, but come on, man. He didn't die. You're using a that's millennial argument right there, bro. You're being a millennial in here, bro. Chill out, millennial. Let me see here. Slide Tendencies, my brother says, I feel like Israel was too gun shy. Reminded me of when he fought Yoel Romero. Well, I mean, Jan hits hard, man. Jan hits hard. The interesting thing, though, is Jan said Izzy was slower than he thought he would be, but hit harder. So Izzy definitely still has some pop, even as a middleweight coming up. Kirky Ivan, my brother, with the 5-pound super chat. Big shout out. Thank you, Kirky, man. I appreciate you, bro. Much love to you, man. Your generosity. Guys, anything you guys donate to the channel, man, I'm just going to reinvest the majority of it, if not all of it, right into the promotion and into the channel. Of course, that money goes to, when we start back up again, paying the fighters, paying for the expenses to put these events together, which I do on my own dime. And I'm the only pro kickboxing promotion in the whole state of California. And I'm not rich, so any way you guys can help me is much appreciated. Also, get your FightersRep gear in the link below, man. If you don't want to just donate, or if you don't want to join the channel, which I would love for you to do, $5 a month, you can get your FightersRep gear in the link below. Anything you purchase helps me also. And, you get something in return. We got masks, hoodies, shirt. Look at this shirt. Look at this shirt. This shirt is sick. So, masks, hoodies, tank tops, whatever. Let me see here. Megan Anderson was lying to herself thinking she had a chance in there. Man, that was embarrassing, bro. Jan held his own on the feet. A lot of Izzy casuals in here. I agree with that. He's definitely good, but y'all didn't even know Jan had a black belt. Sly, you're right. And you know what? I thought he held his own on the feet, man. I thought that was tit for tat on the feet. Although, you wouldn't know it because, Joe, smoking Joe Rogan, DMT Rogan, and the other ones were like blowing Israel Adesanya the whole time, like microphone in one hand and, Israel Adesanya's, meatster in the other hand, and just like, oh, and I was just like, bro, this is embarrassing, bro. Safa A says Jan effectively covered the distance, neutralized Izzy's counters on the inside and the way in. 100%, Safa. 100%. By the way, subscribe. I like smart people on this channel. If you're smart, subscribe. If you're stupid, leave the channel. But if you're smart, subscribe. Let me see here. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge says, should Izzy get a rematch or go back down? Well, I think he should go back down. I don't think he beats Jan that easily. I mean, it's possible, but I think it's smart for him to go back down. George, how do you think he did not know he was down? He was standing in front of him, and the ref had yelled, grounded fighter. Marco, if you're in front of somebody in the middle of a fight, you see one leg is up. Look, one leg was up, one leg was down. Maybe he just looked at one leg. Maybe he just heard his coaches say, hit him, and he hit him. When you're in the middle of a fight, it's, if you've played any other sport, when you're in the middle of any other sport, you're not really 100% able to like distinguish every single thing that's happening, especially in a fight where you can, get hurt. And if you don't react right away, it could be, serious damage done to your person. So, we'll agree to disagree on this one, Marco. Why not? Sterling should get an acting award. Look, a lot of people think Sterling was acting. I thought maybe there was a little bit of acting. I'll be honest with you guys. Omar Ahmad says, I swear I'm going to break my monitor. I swear. Why you going to break your monitor, bro? Why? Why, Omar? Why, my brother? Why not? Sterling, trash is better than Sterling. Wow. Busting Cap says, looks like Izzy didn't expect Jan to grapple the last 2 rounds. You think Izzy's opponents was taking notes in the middleweight division? They better. They better. You're moving a bit mad, fam. Relax, brother. Ibrahim Mahmoud. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking to me? Packer Fan 12 says Peter Yan had Sterling in that same position at least 5 times and didn't throw the illegal knee until he was up 3-1 on the score. He knew what he was doing. Those calf kicks were starting to hurt. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Packer fan, man. Listen, there's always that one guy, bro. There's always that one guy, bro. And you are that one guy, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I'm sorry to tell you. Bless your heart, my brother. You're the only one seeing that shit, bro. He was getting his ass beat, bro. So I don't know what you're talking about. Cash Globe. Izzy will come back even stronger. Happy to see Jan able to prove he deserves to be champ. I agree, I'm happy for Jan. Stagger Lee Goods, my man, with the donation of $5. My brother, hope you're doing well. Stagger Lee Goods is a member of the channel. Shout out, man. Shout out to all the channel members. Shout out to all the channel members right now. Right now, I want to go in. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick little break to shout out the channel members. Show them some love for everything that they do for the channel. There's not that many. We just opened it up recently. But shout out to all the channel members. Staggerly Goods, Charlie, Alaimalo, Mo Barazi, my brother Chris, King Muggin, Kirky Ivan, and my brother out of Yuma, Arizona, Alex Chavez. So big shout out to all the very generous FightersRep members and the people that are donating to the channel. Also, get your shirt below and subscribe. Omar Ahmad, AJ or Fury? I got Fury on that one, brother. Hawker Mustang says pretty close fight, but the right man won. I agree. Why not? Says Fury. I agree with why not. What? AJ for sure, bud. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I think AJ a little too robotic for Fury. What? Hawker Mustang says Izzy wants to go back down. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. Yup. Izzy did say he's going to go back down. Why not? Says Fury over AJ. I agree with that. Slide Tendencies says Fury all day. I agree with that. Let's see here. Give me a second, guys. I don't think Sterling was acting. It was a clean knee by a certified badass. I think it's silly to think he was acting. I thought he was acting a little bit. Ibrahim Mahmoud says, oh no, brother. I was responding to why not. Oh, okay. Busting Cap says, always that one guy, bro. You know there's always that one guy. And that's Packer Fan 12. Guys, if you think Packer Fan 12 is that one guy, I want you to drop a number 1 in the chat right now. Let's see. Let's see if Packer Fan 12 is that one guy. Packer Fan, I'm not picking on you. I want you to stay here. Opinions are welcome here. But, we're just having some fun. And, you stuck your head out there, so now we're going to break your balls. If you think Packer Fan is that one guy, I want you to drop a number 1 in the chat. Let me see what you guys got for me here. Alex Mark, starting it up, brother. Start it up, Alex Mark. Stir that pot, brother. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are a fucking trip, bro. Slide Tendencies. If anything, this will give Jan some much-needed media attention. Jan's the definition of a blue-collar fighter. Couldn't agree more. Slide, did you see him in the fucking ice water? Bro, this guy's... when he got into that ice water in Poland in the Embedded series, I said, no, bro. I'm never fucking with that guy. No way. JC Desmond says, Jan's knee was absolutely intentional. He might have been confused, but he looked at him and threw the knee. That's what intentional is. Bad advice from the corner. Right. I mean, he didn't... I don't believe he intended to land an illegal strike. He intended to land the knee, yes. I mean, when somebody throws a punch, JC, or a knee, they intend to land it. But did he intend to hit the guy illegally while he was down? I don't think you could say that. At least I can't. Savat Kimps is crazy. Dragon of the West says, I'm glad Jan won. Hawker says, I agree to Rap Star Boxing. Go back and watch the 4th round. Aljo is literally landing the calf kick and it's noticeably hurting Peter Yan. Why throw that illegal knee? He didn't want to go to the 5th round. I'm telling you, Packer fan. You that one guy. I see a lot of ones coming up. I see a lot of ones, brother. Izzy fought way too cocky, said Gunnin. I mean, I didn't think he fought cocky. JC Desmond said, I don't think Jan's knee was malicious, but I think Jan was confused due to the corner telling him to strike. That's what I think too, JC. Alex Chavez says, shout out to Knucklehead Nation. If you guys haven't joined the Nation, join Knucklehead Nation, baby. Help me build this kickboxing promotion. Poppy Clay says, good fights all night. Sterling versus Jan 2 definitely needs to happen. I agree, but listen, if Jan would have just finished that fight, I wouldn't have any need to see that rematch. Because I thought he was getting stronger and pulling away more and more in every round. I mean, I thought the first couple rounds were okay, but, you could see Jan was not fatiguing as fast as Aljo was. Although I thought he was fatiguing a little bit, but not the way Sterling was. Izzy should stay, says Savath Kim. That I don't agree with. The time has come. Amanda Nunez versus Jose Aldo is the fight to be made. I agree 100%, man. I agree. She's a beast, man. Do you think Izzy should have been a bit more aggressive and risk being hit by in order to finish the fight? He must have known it was close. No, I actually thought Jan should have been more aggressive and threw more of those combinations. I thought when he came in and he let those like 3 or 4 hit, combos fly, I thought, he could have potentially hurt Adesanya with that. But, he fought a smart fight. Peter Yan snatched defeat from the jaws of victory at Packer fan. Oh, my God, that's true. Alex Mark says, 1. Packers fan. CQ Nova says, Izzy said he's going to fight at 205 again. Do you think that's a mistake? He has to put on weight and he'll probably get a little slower. Also, his wrestling got exposed. Yeah, I think he's better off at middleweight, man. I'll be honest with you. All this, listen, there are weight classes for a reason. Human beings come in different sizes and shapes. There's no need for this guy to go to 205. Stay at middleweight, dominate, keep that star shining. You're a beast. Let's go, Hawker Mustang says 1. Ibrahim Mahmoud says 1. Omar Ammar says 1. Gunnin says 1. Packers fan, what's going on, bro? They're turning on you, brother. Warrior losses. There's always next year, Packers. I love it. 1, says Cash Glow. Peter was winning that fight easy. I thought so too. April Fool 773 says 1. Guys, why are we hating on Izzy so much? He finally took his first loss. Y'all acted like y'all knocked him out. He sat on him and won, but a win's a win. I don't know who you said. I don't see anyone hating on Izzy. They just, I'm not seeing what you're seeing, bro. I'm definitely not hating on Izzy, and I don't think anyone in the channel is either. Warrior Loft says 1. Matt Miles says 1. Packers fan, check him out. Check him out, guys. He had Aljamain in that same position multiple times. Why didn't he throw the knee the other times? Because he knew it was illegal. Peter didn't want to see round 5. Go look at the calf kicks in number 4. No thank you, Packer fan. Staggerly Good says 1. Matt Miles says 1. Look how many people disagree with you, Packer fan. Look how many people. It's like everybody in here, bro. Gunnin says, Jan clearly had that fight won. I thought so too. Let's just be honest, man. I'm not saying Peter Yan wasn't winning. You morons. He's getting annoyed now. I had him up 3-1, but the idiot didn't want to see the 5th round after those calf kicks in the 4th. My God, Packer fan. You are on the same... Which toad? You licked the same toad as Joe Rogan. I think you licked the same exact toad as Joe Rogan. Next time, lick the face. Don't lick the ass. Matt Miles, number 1. Dragon of the West says, True Yan was beating him. Omar Ahmad says, Packer fans moving a little bad. Yan was getting stronger, absolutely, says my brother JC Desmond. Dragon of the West says, Eddie could try again at light heavy. He could try again. It wasn't bad. But as soon as they take him down, he's toast. He's toast. Packer fan says, I might have had Peter Yan up 4-0, to be honest. He didn't want to see round 5 and tried to end it by any means necessary around 4 after the calf kicks. Stay blessed, everyone. You too, Poppy Clay. Thank you for being here, brother. I hope you subscribe. I hope you subscribe. Warrior Loft says he mad because Rodgers choked. Damn, is that what it is? Bro, freaking... What's his name, bro? Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady's going to be 60 winning championships. If only the Miami Dolphins could have gotten Tom Brady. JC Desmond says, Yan should have thrown more combos for sure. You saw what I saw, JC. Dragon of the West says, true, Yan would have been better aggressive, but he played safe, which was the right thing to do. It was. True, that wouldn't happen to him at middleweight. True, we're all different. Can't do it all. You're so right, bro. Yeah, I mean, look, people ask for too much, man. Don't be one of these fickle... Let's not be one of these fickle fight fans. Listen, when Canelo Alvarez, I got some flack on this channel, and I'm a big Canelo fan, but that being said, I keep it objective on here, right? Because being impartial takes more strength than being biased. When Canelo Alvarez fought Kovalev, I said, man, he's cherry picking at 175. That's the weakest 175-pound champ because Bivol and Beterbiev were the other champs at the time. But at the same time, Canelo Alvarez, you guys, if we're going to say what his natural weight class is, it's probably 147 or 154. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves. So I don't want to put it on Canelo Alvarez to have to go up to 175 pounds to fight Artur Beterbiev. We're asking too much. And for Israel Adesanya to jump 20 pounds to fight Jan Blachowicz, a guy who is walking in there 220, 230 pounds on fight night, you're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. At the end of the day, appreciate these guys for what they are. Don't have these astronomical expectations for these people. They're humans. Appreciate them for what they're doing. True, that wouldn't happen to him at middleweight. Let me see here. Oh, and he believed he was ready for John Jones. Get the fuck out of here, says J.C. Desmond. I agree. Yeah, he would get mangled by John Jones. Indigo Mike says Israel just needs better technique to win at 205. But how do you out-technique? I mean, you need a decade of technique for him to... I mean, he was helpless under Jan those last 2 rounds. Helpless. What technique are you going to have to get out of that situation? And JC Desmond put a 1 in just for laughs. I love it. Dragon of the West is because he disrespects people, looks down on others a lot, in my opinion. He's very shallow. True Indigo Mike. I disagree with the technique, man. I don't think Israel can come up with any sort of technique that would have helped him today. He was just too much the smaller man tonight. Cash Globe says, is he still the man? Close fight. And is he with better wrestling would have been very dangerous. Yeah, I don't think that's his game, though. I don't think he's built for wrestling. Indigo Mike says, Israel just needs better technique to win at 205. Gunnan says, not hating on Izzy, he just wasn't mentally ready for all that weight on top of him for that long. Wasn't physically ready either. I think that's the issue that you guys, a lot of you are missing here. That's a 230-pound man versus a 200-pound man. There's a difference there. There are weight classes for a reason, guys. Hawker Mustang says, Peter Yan said it was just a dumb mistake that he made. Yep. Brian Consulman says, Yan won every round. LOL, getting carried by his defense. CQ Nova says, what are your general thoughts on the main card? Good, disappointing. Undercard was crazy. I thought it was okay. I thought the undercard was good. I thought the main card was okay. The Jan thing, it didn't sit right with me, the Jan versus Sterling fight. I didn't like that. I don't think a title should change hands like that. I thought the Amanda Nunes fight was an absolute wash. I mean, that was like a child versus an adult. I thought the Blachowicz-Israel Adesanya fight was good. That's pretty much it. Kevin from Chicago says, I don't understand how they determine intent when it comes to illegal blows. Me neither. JC Desmond says, Beterbiev is an animal. Yes, he is. I think Maine was solid. I was excited. I agree with Brian Consulman there. Hawker Mustang says, Kovalev looked so bad, I thought the fight was a fix. Still not sure about that. A lot of people thought that. I thought he wasn't healed yet, and he's older, and he's, over the hill, for lack of a better term. And what I mean by he wasn't healed yet was, just a few months earlier, he had went to absolute war with Anthony Yard. I don't know if you guys saw that fight. He almost got knocked out before knocking Anthony Yard out in the 11th round or something like that. For him to jump right back in there with Canelo, I knew was going to be a disaster. Brian Consulman says, fights had me on the edge of my seats. LOL, Nunez was just way too much. I agree with that. Polish power prevails again, Kevin from Chicago. I don't know what it is, man, but the legendary Polish power is a real thing. Jones would maul him, Brian Consulman says. Speaking of Adesanya, I would imagine, and I would agree with that. Israel Adesanya was clearly faster, but Jan Blachowicz clearly stronger, so on the feet Israel was winning, but on the ground it was a wrap for Israel. I thought it was close on the feet too, though, man. Kevin from Chicago, Jones lost his last 2 fights. Reyes and Santos beat him. They were close fights. But a lot of people, think that too. I don't have any problem with that. Omar Ahmad says, who you got for McTapper versus Dustin 3? I don't know, man. I don't know. McGregor adjusts. So I'm going to need some time to think about that. Where'd you get your round cards made? I'm trying to get some made for when I get to Cali. There's some place in the Inland Empire. I mean, you could buy them online too. There's like these there's a million of these like you know, billboard websites. I mean, they're pretty simple to make. But the place I got it done was in the Inland Empire somewhere. I don't even know what the guy's name is anymore. I would have to search through my emails. It's been a very long time. Tochku McParu says, I knew Jan would win, but I didn't expect him to Blachowicz to wrestle him. You did, Toch, you did express your concern for Jan, for Izzy in this fight. So shout out to you. Ibrahim Mahmoud says, hey George, who do you have? Volkanovski or Triple C? That's a tough one, man. I would go with Triple C. I think Triple C is a tough guy. Maybe I'm wrong. Indigo Mike says Izzy usually wins because he's physically more gifted than his opponents in his normal weight class. Blachowicz had more strength, so Izzy needed better technique. Harker Mustang says Amanda Nunes didn't even get hit. LOL, easy work. Song Yadong versus Kyle Phillips was the best undercard. That was a great fight. Cejudo over Volkanovski, yes or no? I would say yes. I would say yes. Is he coming back? I mean, I'm kind of out of the loop on that. Is Cejudo coming back? Second person to mention it. So it sounds like he might be coming back. How do you see John Jones doing if he goes against Stipe or Ngannou? You know, that's another situation, Brian. There are weight classes for a reason. If Ngannou touches John Jones, man, I don't think it's going to end well for Jones. Same with Stipe. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, if Ngannou's wrestling defense is better now than it was when he fought Stipe, significantly better, then I think he's a nightmare matchup for John Jones. I think he might be a worse matchup for John Jones than Stipe. Knuckleheads, almost 50 minutes on here. I've said what I got to say. I'm going to ask that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and join the channel. $5 a month, 16 cents a day. Hope you guys join. Appreciate you guys joining me. We put out content every day, 7 p.m. Pacific. So look out for it. Tune in every day. We're going to have something to talk about. I appreciate you guys being here. Hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to sign off and watch some post-fight press conferences. Have a good one, you guys. Much love to Knucklehead Nation.